In the beginning of the first quarter of the 20th century, in 1923 to be precise, the Garnier family, the renowned Paris publishers, built Le Château La Croix in Normandy, France. Fast forward almost 100 years to 2019, and my two friends sold everything they had to buy the chateau. How sad and unloved it looked after many years abandoned. There was so very much to do, from knocking down wall to dancing to the gramophone. I'd love you to join Miss Anna and Peter as they take you on a journey to make the chateau truly splendid again. Oh, how they love all those renovation projects. Come and join them with an insight into their life in France. Show you around, old sport. Part 1.
So this is the little hall onto the first bedroom on this floor. If you remember, this was the area that had the built-in wardrobes made of chipboard that was occupying this space. So all we've done so far is just do some repairs on the plaster that needs to be rubbed down. Picture rail goes up, coving, a dado rail across here, and then two-tone in here. Window frame has been filled last night. That's its first coat, but the window frame needs a bit more filler, and then that's going to go gloss white. The door furniture off, standard in the oven, and then do something with these internal shutters. So the first thing that I always have to do is just clean out those slots with all the years of paint. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this without a camera tripod, one-handed. Look at this one here, you can't even see it. It's in there somewhere. There it is. One's been done. The next thing I do is clean it up a bit more. Next thing I do is just give the seat. That ain't going anywhere. That is not going anywhere.
I nearly fell off.
Yeah, you would have caught that on camera, wouldn't you? Okay, so the window reveals are all done. The metalwork is off. That's in the fire baking. The window panes have been reputtied from the outside and prepped ready for paint, but I've got to wait for the putty to go off before we can paint that. Done all the ceiling gaps, so we're just going to put some coving up. This door is done, that door is done, this one is prepped, ready to be done, and this one, where are we? This one here has had its had its first coat, so we're making good progress. Okay, quick update. Coving's up, picture rail is up, some reused timber from old door surrounds as a dado rail, so that's all done, and the alcove has had its first coat of gloss. Same here, windows had its first coat. Window furniture is being done, and again, first coat on there. So everything's sealed up, just waiting for the caulking to go off, and then we can start to paint. It's always the boring part. This is the prep, getting all the prep right. If you remember, guys, we're working room from room, and we've shown you some pictures or a short video of another hallway that goes into the first bedroom. And we didn't want to do another video of a hallway because we've already done that, but we still wanted to show the before and after. So we finished the little hallway now, just needs a bit of filling with some pictures and maybe a wall clock. But let's take you in there and just show you what we've done. So we've reused some wooden alcove, and in a very 1930s style, that's gone black. If you watched me on the previous video, you know that everything was telling me to paint things like that gloss white, but that's gone black. We've continued with the green from the main hall into here, and then we've gone for this cream on the walls. We've got a picture rail which is just a foam injected picture rail, and the same with the coving at the top, and that gives us our standard, what we're doing when we separate our rooms, that gives us our standard wall down to dado, down to the floor. So the walls, the doors have had gloss, the gloss surround, the same on this door here going into this bedroom's bathroom, and then the windows had its normal treatment. This one was quite badly decayed on the outside, so most of the putty work had to be replaced, but the hardware into the oven and then repaint gold, and then we've gone for a wood effect, a wood on the internal shutters of that, which looks quite nice. Otherwise it was a danger, it's too much gold. The last thing which has finished this off is our €24 Art Deco lamp, which we absolutely love. It gives a beautiful light in here. We're not sure whether it had another 3 arms coming off because of these holes, but it is just perfect. We've got the top part there is a ceramic. It's like an opaque ceramic, the same as this. The bowls, but they're all in perfect condition, even the paintwork, which you don't often find. You normally find chips out of the bowls, but we're very happy with that, and it's really in keeping with the period. So that's the hallway, and now the next project is into this bedroom here and our room into room projects. And this room here, I want to play with a really significant Art Deco theme. That's the idea. Okay. So how are you doing, honey? You've nearly finished?
Yeah.
Does it come off all right?
Yeah.
Yeah? So here we are in our first bedroom to be done. And this door here leads into a little hall, and the hall that we've just renovated, and into its bathroom. There's not much to say about this room. It's a relatively small room. It's 15 foot by 14 foot, and there's a few things we need to do. We want to do an Art Deco finish on this room, and what I thought we would try is, if you can see it on the ceiling here, is, let's just focus in on that, is we bring out 3 lines of trim painted black, and then on this side have 3 lines coming in over on this wall. Picture rail goes up in black, some black in the coving for an Art Deco feel, and then above this fireplace don't know if we can do some sort of fan, the Art Deco fan pattern. We thought we would try that. The other jobs we need to get done is that door needs to be blocked in, and that is where the bed is going to sit against that wall. So I want to do an Art Deco backboard, something like that, the different colour wallpaper in for the back, and then a black picture rail, the same as the hall, and in between the picture rail some Art Deco paper which we've got. Again, in keeping with our Art Deco feel, this is our stunning, we think it's stunning, our stunning Art Deco wallpaper. Okay, so first layer of plaster in, we've chased that out. Luckily the junction box for the switch is strangely just down there, so we can take a feed from that and then just pop a new switch in there. So we're just letting that dry. Here she is, the plasterer. Hey honey, get plastered. She's got a concentration face on, look. Look at that concentration face, look. Don't point the camera at me. Just try not to laugh.
It's like ice in a cake.
There we go, yeah. We've had this conversation, haven't we? A wedding cake for someone you don't like. Do you remember? That time we were putting glue on.
Not any job. Which plastering was that then?
No, it was we were putting glue on the MDF for the pillars, weren't we? Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
So let's just have a look at what she's doing. There we go. So all these window reveals, we've done this so many times. This is the condition of the windows after Miss Anna's done the first round of rubbing down. And similar story to all the others, just loads and loads and loads of emulsion paint over the years. The frame is, the surround here is all in masonry. And where that joins the timber moves around and it cracks all the joints. And on this window, strangely enough, this, believe it or not, is fiberglass meshing that they've put in. The stuff at the top, obviously, where it was going against the window, and that was blowing from the inside out. So I took that off. This side's not so bad, so I'm just going to leave that on, and we're going to make good and paint over it. On the outside, there's some pussy repairs to be done. This goes gloss, gloss, gloss. And then this alcove around the outside in this room is going gloss black because we're having a Art Deco feel. So that's the first coat of gloss black on the coving. I didn't want to time lapse it all because that would be quite boring. But you know, everything about me would have never said to paint any black up in the coving. Everything about me has always said go white, so this is quite a step back from what we've done before. Anyway, that's done. I'm just going to do some black around the window frames, the architrave, and then we're going to pre-paint the black picture rail. That goes up. And then finally a black dado. So let's get on with that. The next job is we want to define a line just about here, the same as every other room that we're doing. And what we're using for that is this very cheap expanded polystyrene plasticky material. It is pence for a length, and it kind of brings the ceilings down because the ceilings are so tall. I mean, this room is only a small bedroom, but it's 15 foot by near on 15 foot, and it doesn't look like that at all, and we're scratching our heads thinking, how can it feel so small? And part of that reason is the size of the windows. If we had two small windows in this room, I think it would look a lot bigger, but also it's the height of the ceilings. I mean, the ceilings, I'm 6 foot, so 12, maybe 13 foot high ceiling. So we bring that height down by having a defining mark, which again we're going to do in black. Let's show you where we are. The frame around that window has been done. Obviously the skirting board needs to be done. We're going to do that in white probably, and then we're going to put a dado rail up, so a solid colour underneath, and then we've got some beautiful wallpaper to go up to the top, and then another picture rail up here. And once that's done, we're going to have a bit of fun. So I want to build a ceiling rose in an Art Deco style. So we do that in the workshop out of bits and pieces that we've got lying around. The next job after that is to block this door in. No longer need that door there, it was an additional door. So that needs to be plastered in. Actually the bed is going to sit against there. Go on then. Go on then. Hey, what about 6 minutes? 6 minutes. Okay, the next job now is to put up the picture rails that we've pre-painted. It's just that expanded polystyrene plastic material. So we're just going to scribe down rather than spirit level. We've learned that lesson, that the coving that's there might not actually be square. So we just scribe down from that the same distance as the one in the hall, and we'll just pop that up. So let's get on with that. Okay, we're quite pleased with the way that's come out. Just to let you know, we did mitre all of the corners. There's the mitre saw there. They weren't cut by hand. So it looks quite nice. Quite happy with that. The job that I keep putting off is, in order for us to have our 3 strips coming out from here, sort of trust me on this, I've got an idea. You can't have black just disappearing into the cream. So I'm going to have to do another line of black detail paint all down there, and I really don't want to do that because there's a tiny profile of that coving and it's going to take forever, but it's got to be done. And the other black needs another coat of paint, so maybe that's the time to do it. So it's getting late in the day now. We've done quite a bit today. One of the last jobs to do is this is old alctrade from the home that we've taken away and we don't use. So we try and reuse as much as we can. And what we've been using this for is a dado rail. We've done that in the small hall coming in. So I've got 4 lengths here. I've got some more that I need to recover. So the last job tonight is going to be just to put the the dado rail up ready for paint. So let's get on with that. Okay, the next job is, if you can see the second line of trim coming out from this coving. So there's like the coving, a gap, and then 2 beads. I'm going to paint that second bead, the one closest to the inside of the ceiling, in black. And then when we put our black lines across the ceiling, they will be actually meeting another black line about the same gauge. Let me just show you. I'll sketch something on the wall. Hopefully you can see that okay. So here's the ceiling. This is that black line which we're just about to mask off. And then the idea is to have 3 lines coming out the same diameter as that existing trim on that side, and then 3 the same length, that one slightly longer, slightly shorter, slightly shorter. And then I was thinking for a ceiling rose, something very deco, which we can have the similar size bead, perhaps something like that, a similar size bead on the deco ceiling rose which we'll make in the workshop. Very pleased with how the trim's coming on. Not going to do the ceiling rose yet because we've still got sunshine. I can do that in the workshop in the evening. So I've got to do some boring stuff now, which is pretty much rub all this plaster down, get that smooth ready for the backboard, and also do the same just on here. Where are we? Where I chased the cable down, there we are, where I chased the cable down and along for the light switch. I just need to sand that back, so let's get on with that. So I've got to say, the windows here, because they've got so many different panes in them, the framing is quite intricate, and it's a very boring job. I'm quite quite creative. I like to make things and build things and draw things. I wouldn't say I'm an artist, but I do like to be creative. And so I find painting walls and painting things like window frames very boring. The end result's lovely, especially when they're so poor to start with. But of course, with all these jobs, you all know that it's all in the prep, isn't it? It's all in the sanding and filling, replacing rotten timber, taking the metalwork off and taking that back to bare metal and repainting that. But it does give us an idea of what these would have looked like when they were new. It's just such a shame that we couldn't easily fit. We can't afford it to start with, but because they're so big. But you can't retrofit easily. You can, but it's not easy. You retrofit double glazed panels, seal panels into these window frames, because whether it's sash windows or big windows like this in wood, it's so much nicer. So the other thing I would say is I am a great believer of plastic windows. We put plastic windows, the latest, is it K-glass? The latest grade of glass, and double glazed units that both open and tilt back. So they're openers and tilters. And they're lovely. You put them in, you run some sealant around the outside, and then you've got a weatherproof thermo seal and acoustic seal, and it's lovely. So I'm going to carry on now. Okay, that's the end of part one of this two-part video. The final part will be finishing the room, obviously. So we've got to put the wallpaper up, down to the dado, and then a colour below that. We've got to hang the curtain rail, and we've bought some lovely curtains, Art Deco style, to go on the curtain rail. We've got to do the back headboard for the bed. That's got to go up, and I've got some ideas on that. And we're holding judgment on this yet, whether we should do something else over the fireplace. If we've got time, we'll do that. And then lastly, we've got to go into the workshop and build the ceiling rows in an Art Deco style, and I've got an idea in my head how that might look, and Miss Anna quite likes it. So thanks very much, guys. Do come back soon. It should be a week or so, and we'll have this video done. Thank you very much for your support.
Please help my good friends. Press like and subscribe to stay tuned for further adventures, old sport.